Today is a nice day, so I'm going to drill a hole in the top of my van and put in the Fiamma turbo vent. I've made a wooden frame for the vent out of 2x2, and I've cut a hole in my insulation in the roof, and I'm going to put the frame up, and I'm going to cut a hole for the vent in the roof. Now, just a little bit about the sealing holes in the roof of the van. Having lived in a van for 6 years, roofs leak. Anywhere you put a hole, eventually, when the mastic decays or whatever, you're going to get a leak. And the last thing I want is water coming in and travelling or trucking down through the roof somewhere and leaking through. It always finds a way to come out and spoil your woodwork. So I've metal taped the 50mm Kingspan insulation, and once I've done that, I've put Sikaflex 512 in the gap around where the roof is meeting the insulation. Now, any water that does come in through the hole is therefore not going to truck back and leak into the roof of my van. Okay, I've drilled 4 little holes in the roof of the van in the corners where the vent's going to go. 2 larger holes in each opposite corner, and I'm going to jigsaw this piece out. I've got a little rust patch on my van just there. Fortunately, this vent's going to cover that, so that's really cool. What a lot of people don't do is put mastic on the inside of their van. So what I've done is I've taken down the wooden frame, and where it meets the roof, the metal roof of the van, and where the screws are going to be drilled through, I've applied a strip of mastic all around the outside, and what that's going to do is it's going to seal it against the metal here, so if any water does get in, it's not going to track into the woodwork, and that should insulate it on the inside as well. Right, I've used the vent to mark each one of the holes. At the present moment in time, I'm drilling through those holes where the screws are going to go through and bite into the 2x2 frame. I don't like drilling the holes with the self-drilling screws because they're a pain in the ass, and I want to use decent stainless steel screws on the roof. Okay, so I've put the wood in on the inside, and I've got a strip of mastic on top of the wood, between the wood and the metal of the van roof. I've got a couple of bits of insulation in here just temporarily, and a piece of plywood, and it's propped up from underneath, so it's holding the wood in place. That's a very good idea if you're on your own. I've pre-drilled all the holes. I've cleaned the surface of the van with some white spirit and then some methylated spirits to clean it all up properly to make sure the mastic sticks. Okay, I'm going to put the camera down over here. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. Now this edge, because of these 2 lips here, are the only 2 I've got to deal with. This has to be built up to a higher level than the front. So I'm going to be putting several layers of mastic on these.
giant one in red across the wide horizon. I wonder what's waiting up ahead. What's waiting up ahead? I'll keep going, my feet on the ground, wheels keep turning.
And because the front end sits directly on the metal, this end needs to be lower, this end needs to be higher. So I'm going to just build up another one here, and that should be the same height.
The sun goes down. Another radio station, a language I don't understand, a brand new destination. My heart is in my hands. The golden sky is changing, the light begins to fade. Thought I'd never make it, but my journey's almost made. My journey's almost made. I'll keep going, my feet on the ground, the wheels keep turning till the sun goes down. I know I must keep moving on to find the place where I belong. I must keep moving on. I know I must keep moving on to find the man that I become. I must keep moving on. I'll keep going, my feet on the ground, the wheels keep turning.
Right. Now you'll probably notice that doesn't cover the screw holes. But don't worry, because I'm going to be putting a layer of Sikaflex 512 on that around the edges as well.
Till the sun goes down. Till the sun goes down.
There we go. Now that's in position. Make sure it's seated properly, and screw it down. And don't try and screw it all the way to start with. Just get a few in and then go around and tighten them up later.
language I don't understand. A brand new destination, my heart is in my hands. The golden sky is changing, the light begins to fade. Thought I'd never make it, but my journey's almost made. My journey's almost made. I'll keep going, my feet on the ground. The wheels keep turning till the sun goes down. I know I must keep moving on to find the place where I belong. I must keep moving on. I know I must keep moving on to find the man that I become. I must keep moving on. I'll keep going. My feet on the ground. The wheels keep turning till the sun goes down. Till the sun goes down. I'll keep going. My feet on the ground. The wheels keep turning till the sun goes down. I'll keep going. My feet on the ground.
I'm going to wait before I tighten down the screws once more. I'll give it a day or two to settle in, and then I'll tighten down the screws again and put a little bit of Sikaflex on top of the screw heads. But there she is, she's in. Well, we've got the lighting track installed in the van. The wallboard comes to here, and then there's a lip that helps support the wallboard on the ceiling all the way along. And at the back there as well. The little colour change control boxes are mounted up here by the fan, and I've hot glued those to the wooden frame. And this is how I've done it. I've put the LED strip in the track, and the little sensor that comes from the box, this little infrared sensor for the control unit. I'll show you that. The control unit's just here. Little infrared sensor there, glued just there and into the track just there, so that the sensor can detect the infrared signal. And the fan, of course, goes over this hole, which I should be doing just now. Well, that's got the Fiamma roof vent fully installed. The light tracks are in, and the light tracks are working fine, so yes, I'm very pleased with that.
The sun goes down. The sun goes down. The sun goes down. The sun goes down.